Yeah. Hey everybody, Stacey Allen. I see we've got people here from Facebook, from YouTube, and from LinkedIn. Glad to have everybody here. Man, I am excited tonight to hang out with my good friend Caleb and my good friend Chuck. And man, I hope you guys are buckled in because this is going to be a wild ride tonight. So hey, if you're joining us from any of those platforms, Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube, jump over there in the chat. Tell us where you're coming from, your branch, where you served. I'd love to hear all of that. And so one of the things that we're going to be doing that we didn't really advertise a whole lot, for those of you that stay with us for a little while, we've got some great giveaways that we're going to be giving everyone that hangs out with us here tonight. So stay tuned for that. And with that, I'm going to kick it over to Caleb, let him tell everybody about himself, and we'll get this thing rolling.
Hey, thank you so much, Stacey. Great to be hanging out with you and Chuck. Hey, Chuck, how you doing, brother?
Good, brother.
Good, man. Good. Yeah, no, happy to hanging out with both of you here on a Wednesday here in the middle of the week. It's great to be hanging out with you and all of our awesome, amazing veterans. Semper Fi to all my Marines out there. Welcome to all of you veterans here in the room, and from one veteran to another. Thank you so much for your service. We're going to have a great night together. Really looking forward to hanging out and covering a great topic. Like Stacey said, my name is Caleb Maclagan. I'm a 5-year Marine Corps veteran, served active duty in the infantry, been around the world a couple different times, couple different deployments under my belt. And right now I sit here in front of you after winning my disability claims at 100% permanent in total because of the medical evidence that I had and supported with my VA claim. So again, excited to be with you both. And yeah, that's a little bit about me. Thanks, Stacey.
Appreciate you, bro. Chuck.
Yeah, hey man, excited to be here. Good to see both of you. I know Stacey, I know you're going to come back and introduce yourself and give us a little background. But anyway, a little bit about me. 26-year Army vet, retired, been retired 10 years. Holy smokes, I'm getting old. Been around the world a couple of times myself. Looking forward to this good information. Great company. I'm glad you all could join. I see some familiar names over there in the chat. So thank you guys for joining. Looking forward to getting this information out to you guys. And I know Stacey has got some good surprises coming later on in the show. Get your popcorn.
Absolutely. Yeah. If you don't have your popcorn ready, it's too late. You can't walk away from this to go make your popcorn. So hang out here with us. And like Chuck said, man, I see a lot of familiar names there, and great to have you guys here with us tonight. A little bit about me. So I'm a Desert Storm vet, a little bit older than my two compadres here, but I don't feel as old as them. So I'll just leave it there. So Desert Storm vet, was in the Army from 87 to 93, left there and went into federal law enforcement for 26 years. And once I retired from there, that's really when I started working on my disability claim. So a long time after I left. And so today I'm 100% permanent in total. We've been in this space for years, and Caleb and Chuck and I have been doing this together for years. And we've been able to transition to a different space here to help more veterans with the medical evidence. So that's about me. About Valor Health, we launched this earlier this year, and really excited to help veterans get their credible medical evidence to support their claims. So we're going to get into what credible medical evidence is. But in the meantime, if you haven't jumped on valorhealth.net and asked for a free strategy call or a free consultation with one of my guys here, jump on there. It doesn't cost you anything. And talk, and let's see what we can do for you. Okay. Caleb, are you with us? Holding really still. Okay. Caleb's bleeping out just a little bit, but that's okay. If you haven't subscribed to Facebook, our Facebook page, I'm going to ask Shanna to put those links over there. So Facebook and YouTube, make sure that you're subscribed so you don't miss any of these things that is coming up. And Caleb will be back here with us here in just a second. Okay, so what is Valor Health? So Valor Health, really, we're a medical consulting company, and what we have found is that it's the medical evidence where most people fall short in their disability claims, right? So we built this company to fill that gap. That's the plain and simple. Okay. Chuck, before we get into the specifics of credible medical evidence, I'm going to ask that you share some good news that we've got from some of our vets recently, and what they've had to say about us. And you're muted, brother.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was going to talk about how quick I've had a few of my vets that we've helped here at Valor Health on how fast their claims came back. However, Caleb had a vet that just kind of blew that out of the water and had a vet win their claim in 3 days. So I was like, well, I don't really want to talk about, my nice 30 and 45 day winners, but that's still pretty quick. But we just had that vet in the last few days that submitted their claim on Friday and turned around and won their claim on Monday morning. So that was pretty quick. I don't think I've ever seen one that fast before. But congrats to them. That medical evidence, like you said, Stacey, is when I started kind of working on my claims, those were things that I really didn't know about at all. I didn't know what a Nexus letter was. I didn't know what a DBQ was. That was like foreign language to me. So by learning that stuff and understanding how that helps my claim, it definitely helped out. I jotted down just a few of the testimonial here that I'd like to read off to you. Thanks to Valor Health, I finally got the VA to recognize my service-connected condition, and I couldn't have done it without Valor Health. Valor Health truly understands what veterans go through. Their help was a game changer for my claim. So them were just two that I picked out of the several that we've gotten as far as reviews. I did have a couple of personal friends of mine that came to Valor Health needing medical evidence. Both of them were at 90. Both of them ended up purchasing a Nexus letter and a DBQ, and both of them got to 100% within 30 days of submitting their claims. So that goes to show you how in depth, those Nexus letters go and the DBQs and things like that. So it's one of those things that a lot of vets don't know about. Including me, I had no idea. So to be able to push this information out to all veterans and help them kind of understand how to connect things like that, secondary possibly to what they're already service connected for them, is a game changer in my mind.
Yeah, 100%. And going a little bit deeper on those Nexus letters and DBQs, when we launched this company, like I was telling everybody a few minutes ago, we've been in this space for years, and we see what comes back from the VA, and we know exactly what the VA needs to adjudicate a claim, right? So I would say that we're kind of experts in this space, right? So once we started bringing on our medical and mental health staff, we were able to guide them in the VA language and help them understand what the VA needs to see to put the veteran in the best position to win their claim. So, and we've been seeing a lot of success, right? Like you said, that 3-day win, which was actually, it was over the weekend. So it was actually a one business day win, right? So, and we've had several like that. I remember just a few weeks ago, we had one come back in 6 days with a win. But yeah, absolutely amazing stuff. So if you're hearing this now, and if you're on the fence or you're unsure of where you should go next, jump over to Valor Health, get on that free case evaluation. We'll chat with you. Chuck will chat with you. Caleb will chat with you. There it is across the bottom of the screen, valorhealth.net. And I think we'll have it over there in the comment section as well. So jump over there, let us talk to you, and we'll definitely get you pointed in the right direction.
Yeah, and this process is really easy too, Stacey, because the majority of this, when it comes to healthcare, in my opinion, sometimes it's harder for veterans, depending on where they're at, located, geographically, getting to healthcare, getting to their VA, maybe getting to their primary care doctor. And the good thing about Valor Health is that it's all telehealth, right? And you kind of get that evaluation through a telehealth call. Saves time, saves money. I know I've used telehealth visits for a few of my claims. So definitely easy to do. So, and for me, of all people, Stacey, you know how good my technical skills and abilities are, right? So if I can do it, I know anybody on this call can do it.
Yeah, we've absolutely made the process foolproof, right? It's really easy to go through the process with us. Once you come on board and if you move forward with us, we'll typically do what's called a tactical record analysis. And that's where we do a deep dive into your medical and military records and have a chat with you, and just to make sure that we're not missing anything. It looks like Caleb's backstage. I'm going to bring him back out front. There you are. Hey, how's that Wi-Fi? Are you with me yet, Caleb?
Hey, what's up, guys? I have no idea what's going on. Sorry about that. Speaking of missing things, what did I miss?
We're actually closing up right now. So, no, I'm just kidding, man. So, yeah, good stuff. No, just talking about medical evidence and how important it is. And so I know that you're just kind of coming back in the room, but I'm going to kick it over to you if you don't mind, and we'll talk about the power of credible medical evidence. So everybody, give it up for Caleb. Here he is. All right. There we go.
There we go. Love the sound effects. Yeah. So the power of medical evidence. Yeah. We here at Valor Health believe that medical evidence is the key to a successful disability claim. Whether you're filing an initial claim, a secondary claim, primary claim, or if you're filing a supplemental appeal, right? So that credible medical evidence is super powerful when you're filing your claim. And basically, if you don't give the VA any wiggle room, you have less chances of getting denied, right? That's what we truly believe over here at Valor Health.
Yeah, 100%. So I'm going to, before you go on, I'm going to just recognize a couple of folks here in the room. Donnie Witten, right here. No person in the world I'd rather trust more than Valor Health. Appreciate that, brother. And Donnie, you're looking pretty dapper there in that picture. And let's see, who else we got here? Adam Castro, man, I haven't seen you around in a man. Look at him. He looks like just come out of a movie. Adam, man, looking good, bro. All right, and then so I'd like to see some questions. If you guys have questions, throw them in the chat, and we will absolutely do our best to get to them as we go through this presentation. But before that, I will kick it back to you, Caleb.
Yeah, no, thanks, brother. Did we already talk about the free case evaluation?
A little bit, but it doesn't hurt to touch on that again. And
all right,
and
cool.
We might just give away something here.
Yeah, I love it. The free gift, right? The bonus content.
Right.
Absolutely love it. Yeah. The overarching theme here, right, is if you're a veteran here in the room and you're frustrated with the process and you need medical evidence to help support your claim, don't fight this fight alone. You have veterans here in this organization as well as non-veterans ready to support you in that endeavor of getting your medical evidence. So please don't fight this fight alone, okay? If you need the credible medical evidence, grab a free case evaluation. One of our records analysts will meet with you, have a conversation with you, and discuss any and all of our services that you may be eligible for. Okay, so that's that link. If we haven't dropped that, we'll drop that really shortly for that free case evaluation. And then the bonus content. Maybe do you have a drum roll with your sound effects, Stacey? Any drum rolls there?
I don't, but
maybe we missed that.
We'll figure something out. Yeah.
All right. So bonus content, right? We here at Valor Health have developed a very invaluable resource, the Veterans Guide to Credible Medical Evidence. So we're going to go ahead and if you missed it earlier, if it was already dropped, or if you're joining us late, we're going to go ahead and drop that now. Is it 3 basic guides that we have, Stacey?
It is 3
with
of
these
them.
Okay,
Yeah.
three veterans guides to credible medical evidence available to everyone tuning in from wherever you're from. There you go. Sound effects, love it.
Let's
Love it,
go.
Stacey. Yeah, and we here at Valor Health have been working extremely hard on this free veterans guide to the credible medical evidence that you deserve. So please use it in good health. And then again, book that free case evaluation with us, one of our records analysts, and we'll get on the phone and have that great conversation. But please enjoy that bonus content, enjoy those free resources. We put a lot of time and energy into those resources. So please use them in good health and book your free case evaluation ASAP. Okay.
Now I will say, so it's there on the screen. It's valorhealth.net/live. And those are only going to be available until midnight on Saturday. Okay. So don't waste or don't waste haste. Is that the way you say it? But get on there and get that downloaded.
We'll go with it.
We'll go with it.
Yeah, we'll go with it. We'll trademark it. We'll go with it.
Love it. All right. Up, look at there. Ralph, my buddy, has used Valor Health, has won every time. Now he's 100%. Love it. Love it. Love it.
Hey,
Thanks
just so you know, Stacey, Ralph has been paying attention in this live Facebook, okay? Because he's already scheduled his free consultation for tomorrow.
So Ralph, if your buddy can do it, anybody can do it, right? So listen, and we're not here to say that we're going to get everybody to 100%. That's not what we do, right? We help you find things that may have been overlooked, or if you're lost and stuck and frustrated and not sure what to do, we can absolutely help put your stuff together when it comes to the medical evidence you need to support your claim, right? If you're working with a coach, or if you're working with a VSO, that's fine. We stay out of that space, right? We're here to help you get your medical evidence and support that side of the claim. All right. All right. So Donnie's asking, aren't all Nexus letters the same? Chuck, you want to take that one?
Man, I tell you what, good question, Donnie. And I can tell you, being here at Valor Health since the launch, our medical providers, I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen any Nexus letter written like they write theirs. I mean, with the details that's in those Nexus letters, good grief. When I first read through the first couple of times, I'm like, wow, they really put a lot of time and effort into those Nexus letters. Not only, connecting something maybe secondarily, but also the medical literature that supports it, which is what the VA is looking for. Previous BVA cases as well, where they also list all that stuff into their Nexus letter. So I always hear Stacey kind of say you get what you pay for, right? So the quality of work that's put into these Nexus letters and DBQs from the Valor Health medical team and mental health team is unfathomable. It's awesome. Good question, Donnie.
Love it. Love it. All right.
I think I saw a question from Joey 2 questions ago, something about if my VSO discourages me to keep pursuing a claim. It popped up on the screen real quick. Yeah, what happens if I've been told by my VSO that I've gone as far as I could go? Is it worth my time to keep trying? Joey, great question. Personal note here, I walked into my local VSO office 6 or 7 years ago. I was at 80%. And they told me to go home and be happy with my rating. That's what they told me when I walked into my local VSO office. Thank God I didn't listen to that information and that advice. I was able to lock on the medical evidence that I needed to help support my claim, and I sit here now at 100% permanent and total because I didn't give up. If you stay in the fight, as long as you need to, you'll get to where you need to be, where you deserve to be. Okay, so never give up, Joey. Thanks for the question.
Love it. All right. And hey, I know her. So Shelly's she's wanting to put this out just to make sure everyone understands this. I heard that if you all cannot find a path, the money is refundable. Is that correct? So I was talking earlier about our tactical record analysis, that deep dive into your records, and that is absolutely correct. So that fee is $299, and if we cannot find a path forward for you, that $299 comes back to your visa. 100%. Absolutely. Thanks for the question. All right, Chuck, back to you. I don't know if he's muted or if he's just reading to himself, but I'll put it out there. Do all people that provide medical evidence make your claim fully developed? I think, and I understand why you were reading it silently.
I was reading that thing twice. I'm like, I don't know that I understand that question or not, but
no, it's good. I get it. So, so if you don't have all the evidence, and let's talk about it. If you want to hit on the Calusa Triangle, that's really what makes the fully developed claim, right?
Yeah.
So touch on that, Chuck.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's sometimes too that I see vets that maybe you don't have all your medical evidence yet, right? But if you submit that claim, not as a fully developed claim, you can always go back and add that evidence to it. And sometimes, depending on how long it may take you to get that DBQ back or that Nexus letter back, you can always go back and add that evidence, right? When it comes to, the Calusa Triangle, you need to have specific things that the VA is looking for in order to have a successful claim, right? So, you got to have a diagnosis, you got to have a nexus, and you got to have the in-service event, right? So if you don't have those things, like, this free evaluation that you sign up for, that's kind of what we're doing when we're looking at your medical records and the things that you upload to us. Because a lot of vets, I see it all the time, Stacey, where a vet says, "Hey, I want to submit for my knee or my back," right? Maybe they upload their active duty medical records, but there's nothing in there on those issues that they were diagnosed for while on active duty. It happens all the time. It may say veteran was seen for knee, released back to duty, right? There's no diagnosis of the condition that they're trying to claim. That's why it's really important to kind of keep following up with your primary care doc, even after your service time, right? Because that's kind of the continuity of care that the VA is really kind of looking for when they go back and start looking through your stuff when you submit your claim. Okay, yeah, this veteran was seen one time back in 1984 for his left knee, but it hasn't been seen or treated for it since, right? So that's really important when it comes to continuity of care. And sometimes, too, I see, a lot of times where vets may get confused after they get out of service and they start using the VA for their health care, right? Well, maybe over the years, they've been seen and treated for things through the VA, and then they think that should be service connected. I see it especially for sleep apnea. That's a big one that a lot of vets want. I was diagnosed with sleep apnea through the VA. They even gave me a CPAP machine, right? But that doesn't necessarily mean that it's service connected, right? You still have to show that connection. And sometimes that's kind of where those secondary conditions come in through a Nexus letter, right? Maybe you have something that you're service connected for instance, sinusitis, rhinitis, things like that kind of cause that congestion and stuff in your nasal cavities. A lot of times sleep apnea can be secondary to that, and that's kind of a way to approach it, So, the continuity of care, that's a huge thing. But I think doing that record review is kind of where we start with all our veterans for the most part, and being able to kind of go through all of those records and then seeing exactly the diagnoses that they do have versus what they think they might have.
Yeah, 100%. And so if they don't have some evidence that, let's say that they suffer from headaches or migraines, a lot of people do, right? And a lot of people just take a lot of Motrin, or Tylenol and just deal with it, right? But unless you have that documented, it doesn't do you much good. We've all heard, if it's not written down, it didn't happen. So if you're dealing with a condition and you're self-treating, get to the doctor, get that diagnosis, find out what's going on. It might even be something else. It might be something that, a little, more serious than a headache. So get yourself checked out. That's what it's all about, right? And there he is. All right, Caleb, back with us.
Yeah.
You need to look for a different
area. Man, that
brother.
Tennessee Wi-Fi, brother.
I don't know, man. Oh, man. I even reset it today, so this didn't happen. I don't know what's going on.
All good, man. All good. All right. So just moving along here. I wanted to recognize a couple people. Jay Crutchfield, man, I've known this brother for years. I think.
What's up, Jay?
Have, so.
Yeah, what's up, Jay?
Jay, I hope all is well with you, brother. And then Beverly, man, good to see you here too. So a lot of people in this. I can't recognize everyone, but man, love seeing all the people here.
Dr. John's in there. What?
Dr. John's here, and I'm going to hit him here in a second. So Liz Hash, one of our sister in arms. So she is in the house tonight. She is an accredited VSO. And like I was saying earlier, Valor Health works with accredited agents and accredited VSO. So if you need that guidance on how to get through the process, that's who to reach out to. All right. Dr. John Trimble, hope you are doing well out there on the road, Doc on the road, and Freedom on the Loose. If you haven't seen Dr. John's YouTube channel, check out Freedom on the Loose. It is pretty darn cool. Free plug for you. And I appreciate you being here tonight. So do y'all help veterans all over the U.S.? Caleb.
Ooh, that's a good question. Trick question. Depends which team you're going to go see, right? So the basic answer is yes. On the mental health side, we have a few states that we're not licensed in, or our mental health professionals are not licensed in, but we can definitely point you in the right direction. However, on the medical team side, for medical evidence, we can operate across the nation. So thank you, Dr. John. Appreciate the question.
Sorry, Caleb, you can keep going there. I got something going on with my computer.
Okay, just take turns. Okay, Jimmy asks, just got online. How can we get a hold of one of you to ask a couple questions? Hey, Jimmy, thank you for joining us first and foremost here, and thank you for your service. We're going to go ahead and drop the link again so you can book a free case evaluation with one of our records analysts, and then you can go ahead and have that conversation. And it looks like the comments dropped there. The link is dropped there in the comment box. So Jimmy, looking forward to looking over your case and one of us here at the organization having that conversation with you. Thank you, Jimmy.
Hey, and I want to swing back to what you were saying about the mental health in the states that we can serve right now. So got some really good news. So we can serve currently 44 of the 50 states. We have providers licensed in 44 of those. We're adding Montana on October 1st. And then I don't have a specific date yet, but we're adding California in the next 4 to 6 weeks. So watch out for that. So if you are in those states and you're needing a mental health evaluation, we got you covered. All right. What else is going on over here in the chat?
Oh, I think.
Oh, here we go. I'll take this one. Ash Harmon's asking, what's the difference between a Nexus and a DBQ? And man, that's a fantastic question.
Great question. Yeah.
Here's the simple answer. So a Nexus is what connects your current condition back to your military service or to another service-connected disability. So that is the medical opinion that makes that connection. A DBQ or a disability benefits questionnaire is actually a VA form that's used to determine the severity of that condition. Okay, so we always first try to look at the nexus. Is there a nexus? Can we connect this condition to your service or to another service-connected disability? Because it doesn't matter how bad the condition is if we can't get it service-connected first. So we get the service connection, and then once we see that there is a nexus, then we can look at the DBQ and see how bad your condition is. So hope that answers that. Great question. All right. Chuck, you want to take that one? Nice bike there, Stetson. I can't hear you, Chuck. You keep muting yourself.
Yeah, great question. Yeah, I got people coming home from work and school and everything, and it's people talking. So, how long does the Nexus letter usually take? So our turnaround time is fairly quick, right? I think for the most part, on the medical provider side, after you do the technical or the tactical record analysis and you decide you're going to purchase Nexus letter for whatever, then what happens is you get assigned to that medical provider and they do the telehealth evaluation. For the most part, Stacey, I'm going to say after that evaluation with that medical provider, usually within 2 to 3 days, they kind of have those things done and back to you. If not the next day. So they're pretty quick once, and I'm sure there's a standard, that you have on the turnaround time. But, for the most part, within a couple of days of that evaluation, you're getting that document back.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Chuck. So the standard is 7 days, right? So that's what we hold our clinicians to, 7 days after they have that meeting with you. But you're absolutely right. A lot of times it comes back that same day, actually, same day or next day. So our providers are really on top of it, and they know how important it is to get these documents back to you. So just to let everybody know what our process is, after you've uploaded your documents and they've been reviewed and you have that telehealth appointment, it'll be a face-to-face video with the provider. Then they will go ahead and draft their letter or DBQ or whatever it is that you need. Then it goes through a QC process, and we just make sure that all the I's are dotted and T's are crossed. And then it's uploaded to your secure portal, and you'll be notified that it's there, and you download it your will. Okay. So great question, Stetson. Thanks for asking. All right. Caleb, you want to take that one?
Yeah, Ralph asked a really good question. How hard is to start the initial claim and get all the injuries service connected after being out 11 years? Ooh, that's a really good question. Yeah, that's a really good question. It depends. The answer is it depends. Depends on what condition you're going for, okay? Some conditions you might have documented in service, and that medical evidence will help, and maybe you need to get a current diagnosis, either from your local doctor, your VA doctor, or primary care, and then book a call with us and see how we can help fill in the gaps in terms of the medical evidence. But 11, there's no time frame on submitting a claim. That's first and foremost. Okay. So even if it's been 11 years, even if it's been 50 years, there's no time limit on submitting a claim. But I would say definitely get your medical evidence in order, get all your ducks in a row, get back to the doctor, get all your medical records filled out and under your belt, and then get a call scheduled with us so we can help fill in the gaps if needed. But it's never too late to file. That's the biggest thing there.
And I'll swing back to what I was saying earlier when we first opened up the room here. I was out of the Army for 26 years before I filed my first claim, right?
Yeah.
And I'll give everybody a little more about that. So I was actually my last year working for the Federal Bureau of Prisons, and I was talking to a coworker of mine and dealing with some medical issues, and they said, you were over in Saudi Arabia and over in that area, right? I'm like, yeah. She goes, well, that's a presumptive condition. I didn't even know what presumptive meant. I had no idea. So I started doing a little research, and sure enough, and that's where my journey started in the disability process. 26 years after I got out, today I'm 100% permanent and total, right? So never too late. That's my point. So Ralph, let's go. Let's take a look and see what we can do.
I'll take Mr. Dwayne Black,
Yep.
one of my Pizos from back in the day. Welcome, Dwayne. Glad you made it, brother. Do you just need VA medical records or medical records from outside medical personnel? If I did not always use the VA, yeah, the more the merrier. That's what I always say to my vets. The more the merrier. Whether it's through the VA, whether it's through your active duty treatment records, whether it's through primary care doctors that you've seen since you've retired from the Marine Corps, get it all, because there may be some things that you don't remember from times, and I'm one of those guys too that I don't use the VA. I've always used TRICARE since I retired and kind of bounced around to different PCMs and stuff. I know it may be a little harder unless it was kind of one location, but yeah, I would recommend, absolutely, without a doubt, you get everything that you can get, copies of it, save it to a PDF and upload all that stuff. So we can kind of go through everything that you have.
All right. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Mark's asking, do y'all still recommend having that intent to file in as soon as possible? And the short answer is yes, 100%. So what the intent to file is, if there's anyone in the room that doesn't understand what that is, it's the beginning steps of filing a claim. So you're really putting the VA on notice that you're going to file a claim. And so you're just giving that intent to the VA saying, hey, I'm going to be filing this claim. So, but what that does, it locks in a date for you. And while you're gathering your evidence to submit your claim, you very well, if your claim is adjudicated and you win your claim, you very well could be paid back to that intent to file date. So very important. And also understand that those are only good for a year. Okay. So I always recommend, as you're going through this process, it very well could take years. Okay. But pick a date to where you're always making sure that intent to file is you're up to speed on that. Thanks, Mark. Before we hit any other questions, let's I'll throw Beverly up there. Let's put our giveaway link up there again, Shanna, and just a quick thank you to Shanna. She's in the background running all the stuff for this live. Really appreciate what she does. She helps us every day, and we couldn't do this without her. So thank you very much, Shanna. All right. All right, Stetson Allen, and you may see that he's got the same last name as me. So that is my son, and if you constantly smoke and dip, then we've got another thing that we need to talk about, mister. No, I don't know that this is really an issue. I mean, people dip, people smoke, and understand that smoking and dipping is not a disability in and of itself. Okay. And if those result in a disability, then you might have a little tougher time climbing that hill. Okay.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I've seen a couple in the past, Stacey, where, a vet had put in there that he had smoked for like 30 to 35 years, was trying to claim something respiratory. And they was like, no, sorry.
Yeah.
You know, we've seen that you've been a smoker for the last 40 years, which probably contributed to your emphysema. Yeah,
exactly. So, so Jimmy's asking, hey, just got online. Welcome, Jimmy, man. Glad to have you here. How do you get a hold of us? Right there. It's scrolling across the bottom of the screen. You can go over to valorhealth.net, schedule a free case evaluation, or you can call that 877-84-VALOR. Now our offices are closed. We have a robot answering right now, but that robot can actually get you scheduled. Pretty cool. But yep, that's how you get a hold of us. And you can, if you have a burning question, you can post it right here in the chat, and we'll see if we can't get to it this evening. All right, what else we got here? All right, Tara, 4 more years till mandatory 30. Congratulations on that, Tara. We'll definitely need help with all the issues that are piling up. So I'll give you one piece of advice right now. Anything that you're dealing with while you're still in the military, get it documented. Go to sick call, sick bay, where, you know, whatever branch you're in, and get those things documented. All right, Chuck. Donnie's got another question there.
If I am physically present in the state in which the provider is licensed, does that count? Yeah, I think if what you're saying is if the medical provider and you are both located in the same state, is that what you think he's asking there, Stacey?
So let me break it down just a little bit. So first of all, our mental health, you do have to be present in the state in which we have a doctor on staff that's licensed, okay, in that state. If you're looking at a Nexus letter or a DBQ, those are completed with objective evidence already in your file. So we can do those in any state regardless of where you're at and where the provider is licensed, okay? Because again, we do everything telehealth and we will not be physically examining you. So there are some exams that we're unable to do. We can't do DBQs for orthopedic type things where we would have you bend and we would take measurements and things like that. Those have to be done in person. And right now, Valor Health, we're only doing telehealth. Okay, so great question. All right. Ian, good to see you too, brother. Glad you're here. Shanna, if we could throw up one more time the link for the free resources. valorhealth.net/live. You go on there and you'll be able to get those 3 resources that we were talking about earlier. And understand at midnight on Saturday night, that page will go away. So time is of the essence. So please jump over there and get that right away. Okay. And so going back to
part 2. Part 2.
No, it's a great follow-up question, Donnie. Thanks for asking. So you have to be physically present in that state in which a doctor is licensed for mental health during the exam. Okay, so if you, let's say, for instance, you live in New York, but we don't have a doctor licensed in New York, but we have one in New Jersey, you can definitely drive across the bridge and sit there in your car on your phone and do your telehealth appointment in the state of New Jersey. So great question. Thank you.
I think Malcolm asked a question. Where is it? Yeah, here we go. I have sleep apnea, but I moved to a different state. My diagnosis was 15 years ago. I don't have the original diagnosis record. How will that affect my evaluation? That's a great question, Malcolm. So let's back up a little bit. As we were talking about what's needed for service connection, the Kaluza triangle, or the 3 criteria that are needed, a current diagnosis is what's needed here at Valor Health to help with anything we're going to help with in terms of the medical nexus, or the medical services medical nexus, which you might need in your case. So we always have our veterans go get a current diagnosis, current meaning within the past 12 months. Okay, so anything outside of that 12 months, we're always going to have our veterans coming through our process here, the medical evidence process, go get a current diagnosis. So Malcolm, that's what I would say to your question there. If it's anything outside of that 1-year mark, go back to the doctor, get a current diagnosis, and then come back and see us. And we'll take a deep dive into those records and see what our medical team can do for you. Okay. Thanks, Malcolm.
Thanks, Caleb. All right. Hey, Sean, hope all is well with you. For those orthopedic issues, do you assign the doctor? So we have contracted clinicians at Valor Health. So when you come on board, now let me explain the orthopedic issues a little bit deeper. There are certain things that we can do. We can do a Nexus letter, for instance. Let's say that your service connected for your knees, okay? But you're having all kinds of problems with your back. Well, the knees potentially could be causing a change in your gait or the way you walk, and affects your back, and then you've developed these issues. So that's all objective evidence that we can gather from your records, right? We couldn't evaluate how bad your back is. So we could do a Nexus letter for orthopedic issues, but we can't do a DBQ for orthopedic issues. I hope that makes sense. Okay. And again, it's all telehealth. All right. Your turn, Chuck.
Hey, Mark. Good to see you, brother. If I have a VSO on file, can I still choose to use your services? Yeah, absolutely. And I think my same VSO that I've had on file is like the DAV. I don't know that I ever even talked to the DAV before. So yeah, you can absolutely use Valor Health, if you're in need of Nexus letters or DBQs or mental health evaluations. Absolutely. You can use our service no matter who you have on file.
All right, Frank asks, and I'm sorry, sometimes we throw these acronyms around, we use them every day, and I apologize if we're throwing some stuff around that you haven't heard, but Frank, absolutely the right thing to do. Hey, what are you talking about? So an IMO is an independent medical opinion, right? That's all that means. And a lot of times that refers to a Nexus letter. Okay. We typically use it when we're talking about our mental health evaluation paperwork that comes back. It's the opinion of that provider. Okay. So independent medical opinion. Great question. All right. Caleb, you want to take that one?
Yeah, good question, Rich. Thank you. Do you only deal with the VA, or could you also look at information for SSDI? That's a great question. And Stacey, back me up on this. I think we had a conversation on this fairly recently. We don't operate in the SSDI lane. So right now, medical evidence for VA disability claims only.
You're 100% right. And Rich, I wish we could do everything.
Yeah.
But we would rather do one thing excellent than a whole bunch of things mediocre.
Exactly.
Right. So we are very good at what we do when it comes to medical evidence in the VA space, but best of luck in the Social Security realm.
Yeah, great question.
Okay, I think Tammy was responding to someone else.
Yeah, that's a good point that Tammy brings up, though. A lot of those decision letters, and I've kind of learned this over time, tell you exactly what you're missing, right? So I know we get mad when we get those denial letters and we start ripping things up and shredding things and throwing our hands up in the air. But if you really kind of go back and you read through the decision letter, it'll tell you what you need for that claim, right? Or if you think you're underrated, it's going to show you usually what the next higher rating symptoms are. So, it's important that you read through those things, because I see it a lot when I'm kind of reading through the summary, and it is talking about there's no nexus or link or connection that we find. And that right there should throw up the red flag saying, oh man, I need a Nexus letter here to connect this stuff, right? Because a lot of times you'll see vets that maybe are trying to file something as secondary, but they don't have that link. They don't have that Nexus letter connecting the two. So those denial letters are a pretty important piece. If you've ever been denied recently or in the past, kind of go back through and take a look and read through those decision letters and highlight that stuff, because you'd be surprised what you can find in there. The VA is kind of telling you, hey, this is why we denied your claim. And most of the time it's probably going to be medical evidence Nexus Letters.
Yeah, exactly. And to piggyback off of what Chuck's saying, all of our record analysts here at Valor Health are very, very good at reading through and interpreting your decision letters. If you've been previously denied and you know you have to go the appeals route, you're going to upload your decision letter to our system. We're going to take a peek at that. We're going to go through that with a fine-tooth comb, our team here, and we're going to figure out exactly what's missing from the original decision, what's missing from the original claim. And then that's how we can help interpret what medical evidence you need for your appeal, okay, your supplemental appeal. Okay, so that denial letter usually leaves all the clues and all the hints that you need, moving forward and deciding what sort of medical evidence you need. So yeah, hang on to your decision letters, upload them so our records review team can take a look at everything and help you map out the best medical package you need here at Valor Health.
Thanks, Caleb.
Yeah.
As we're kind of closing in on time here, I do want to throw out a couple of thanks to the people here in the rooms. I know a lot of these people in here personally, and I really appreciate you coming in and sharing. And what I would ask everyone do, whether you're still in the process or if you are finished in it, and if you have hit where you believe you should be, pay this forward. Help another vet. Take them by the hand. Show them what they need to do. Right? Now, we have set up a Battle Buddy program here at Valor Health. So if you jump on our website, scroll to the menu at the bottom, you'll see Battle Buddy program. If you're interested in paying it forward and helping other vets, sign up for that program. What that does, you can share a link that will bring your buddy to us, and if they sign into our program, you get a little something, but more important, they can get the help that they need. So look at that. It's over there in the chats, valorhealth.net/Battle Buddy. Thanks, Shannon. All right, Beverly is already paying it forward. Thanks, Beverly. We appreciate you. All right, we are closing in on time here, gentlemen. I'm going to ask if you guys have any parting words that you want to give the good people here. Chuck?
Yeah, thanks to everybody that took the time to join. Hopefully you learned a little bit of grasp. We're going to start kind of doing these things live more regularly. This is the first one, so make sure when you see it, you share that link with your buddies so they can kind of jump on and ask questions, and I know, Stacey, the VA disability process is so confusing and hard sometimes to understand. At least it was for me when I kind of started the process, and just knowing the terminology, even to understand what a Nexus letter was, never heard of that word before. So you've got a great team here at Valor Health looking out for y'all. So, join the Facebook page groups, the YouTubes, watch the videos. If you have questions, reach out. The biggest thing that I would say would be to at least, at a minimum, sign up for that free case evaluation call and just talk to somebody, right? Just kind of see what it's about, a little bit more in detail. And then if you want to move forward and do the record review, we can get you set up for that. But thanks again to everybody. It was great seeing some of these old names in here, and appreciate you all joining tonight.
Yeah.
Thanks, Chuck.
Yeah, Chuck. Yeah, couldn't have said it better myself there, Chuck. That was great. Yeah, to all the familiar faces and names that we have here jumping in chat, thank you so much for jumping in and supporting us every single step of the way. Again, for all our veterans in the room, thank you for your service. We here at Valor Health believe that veterans are the heartbeat of what we do. They are at the heartbeat of everything we do, every decision we make here within this organization. You veterans are at the forefront of our minds as we're making decisions around this organization. So thank you for your service. Thank you for being here. Thank you for tuning in. Tell all of your friends, tell all of your veteran buddies who may need the medical evidence that they need to help support their claim. Feel free to send them our way, and we will take great care of them.
Thanks, Caleb. Man, I don't really have anything to add. You guys said it all. Jump over to valorhealth.net. We are on all the social media platforms. So if you're not on YouTube or Facebook or whatever, get on TikTok. We're there too. I'm still working on getting Chuck to put his dance up there that he did the other day. But go ahead and make sure that you're following us on all those social media platforms so you don't miss anything. We are going to be doing more and more of these lives as the days roll forward. Thanks again for everybody coming in tonight. We appreciate you all. And have a great rest of the week. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, everyone. Take care.